A new variant of the COVID-19 virus spreading across Kentucky. Why doctors are saying that the virus is far from over.
Plus, one station in Knox County steers clear of national gas prices to help its community.
And sure, it was warm again today, but did it feel better? A drop in humidity in July usually doesn't last that long, or does it? Get the latest straight ahead.
Live from Lexington, our home, your news. This is Fox 56 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Imani Payne.
And I'm Marvin Bartlett. A new COVID-19 variant is causing concerns in Kentucky. Some counties are even back in the red as cases continue to rise.
And as the case count goes up, doctors are warning that this virus is far from over. Georgia MacArthur spoke to our chief medical contributor, Dr. Ryan Stanton, about this and has more.
Georgia MacArthur, Fox 56 News.
Dr. Stanton says the elderly and those who are not up to date on vaccinations tend to be at higher risk.
Today was a great break from the heat and humidity, and we may be on borrowed time.
That's right. So how long can we expect this pleasant forecast to continue? For the answer, we turn now to meteorologist David Aldrich. David, tell us you've got some good news here.
Thanks. Oh, I got some good news, Marvin and Imani. Absolutely. We're talking about
an Estill County man sentenced to 30 years in federal prison after pleading guilty to child porn charges. Investigators say 38-year-old Brian Krim sexually exploited minors, uploading pictures and videos to Google on several occasions. He was expected to be sentenced with his wife and co-defendant, but she'll be sentenced at a later date. New numbers out today show U.S. prices hit a 4-year high in June, with the cost of necessities far outpacing wage hikes.
The White House says it sees signs inflation may be slowing, with the hope it's all downhill from here. Caroline Shively reports from Washington.
In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
As she mentioned, nationally, gas prices are on the decline, and here in Lexington, we've seen a drop of about 10 cents in gas prices since last week, averaging right now about $4.47.
But in some places across Kentucky, the prices are even lower. Georgia Godfrey joins us now from a gas station right here in Lexington and has more on how some southern communities are paying it forward. Gigi.
I know it's hard to 56 News.
Thank you. Governor Andy Beshear announcing plans for a new transit center and parking garage in the capital city. The $6 million project aims to anchor a much larger redevelopment of the Capitol Plaza area. The plan calls for a 300-space parking garage with a 5,000 square foot building at its base. There's no set timetable for its completion. Despite the threat of a new COVID variant, movie ticket sales are nearing pre-pandemic levels.
After the break, we'll tell you how you can get a one-of-a-kind movie experience here in Lexington, and all you have to do is take your seat, that you try out the seats.
The Jessamine County Public Library is now fine-free. Going forward, they say no fines will build for overdue items, and fines have been waived for those who already have overdue items. The library says too often it sees later returns and fewer customers as a result of charging late fees, so it believes eliminating them will help keep customers coming back for more. And for those of you thinking people will take advantage of this policy, studies actually show return rates increase after libraries go fine-free.
Importance of building a foundation of trust with their communities.
Still ahead, we'll go around the world in 56 seconds.
Including President Biden beginning a 4-day Middle East trip in Israel.
downpour. So Marvin and Imani, whether it's the pool or the moon, I hope you have a great evening tonight.
We will. Thank you, David. President Biden visits the Middle East, and the first commercial monkeypox test is launched.
Those stories and more as we go around the world in 56. President Biden arrives in Israel to kick off a 4-day visit to the Middle East. The commander-in-chief received a briefing from officials on their Iron Dome missile defense system. The president also made a visit to the Holocaust Remembrance Center in Jerusalem.
Quest Diagnostics says it will launch what is believed to be the first commercially available test for monkeypox. The test uses swab specimens to determine if a person is infected. Quest says it expects to be able to test about 30,000 people a week by the end of July.
Heavy rain in India causes flooding, wreaking havoc on villages in the western part of the country. Streets, homes, shops, and places of worship dealing with up to 6 feet of water, leaving many residents without food or shelter. At least 7 people have died and thousands more are being forced to relocate.
A judge denies Amber Heard's motion to have her defamation trial verdict thrown out. Heard's request included setting aside the $10 million judgment against her after a jury found the actress defamed her ex-husband Johnny Depp. Heard can still appeal the verdict to the Virginia Court of Appeals.
In tonight's Talker, a 96-year-old woman becomes one of the oldest people to earn a college degree.
That's great. Violet Edwards of Parkland, Florida has a lot to celebrate. The Jamaican native has earned her associate's degree at 96 years young. Edwards had to put her dream of a college degree on hold throughout her life to help her family, but says you are never too old to succeed.
Don't forget, just forget that it's never too late. Look at me, how I started again, I restarted, and I pushed along, put away certain things, distractions, and try to just move along and, go towards my goal.
Edwards graduated with a 4.0 GPA from Mercy College in New York and received a proclamation from her native Jamaica recognizing her success.
A 4.0 GPA at that. It's just very inspiring.
Life lesson for a lot of people. She didn't look 96 years old.
No, not at all.
She's very young up here, I think.
All right, that's tonight's talker. Here's Mitch with a first look at sports.
All right, well, you know what? They're later in the show, guys.
All right, Mitch, thank you. The leaders of a nationwide project to tackle drug addiction make a stop at Lexington's Hope Center. Coming up next, how some former addicts are turning tragedy into triumph.
Plus, the extreme heat impacts many people, including athletes. How a local football team is adjusting to the temperatures.
Fox 56 News at 10:30.
Turning tragedy into a way to help people struggling with addiction. That's what the founder of Living Undeterred has done after his family saw the damage that addiction can do.
Tyler Melito joins us now in studio with how Jeff Johnston is sharing his story across the United States. Tyler.
That is right, Marvin. And I'm Tyler Melito, Fox 56 News.
Thank you, Tyler. It's no secret that Kentucky is sweating through this summer heat. The temperatures are especially rough for high school athletes training through summer break.
Danielle Miskell was at East Jessamine High School this morning to see how students there are staying safe.
Mind to it, you can go out there and do it.
That was Danielle Miskell reporting. The athletic trainer also says just hydrating the day of practice is not enough. The key is to have the players start hydrating 2 days before practice begins.
Weeks after two deadly mass shootings, hundreds of victims marched for change at the U.S. Capitol.
Coming up after the break, hear from emotional family members urging Congress to act now.
On the go.
Families impacted by mass shootings in Highland Park, Illinois and Uvalde, Texas unite at the nation's capital to demand gun reform. Close to 200 people coming together for a rally in front of the Capitol building. The group calling on Congress to pass 2 bills that would ban semi-automatic assault weapons and large capacity ammunition devices. They also want the government to mandate universal background checks. At a rally before the march, several family members of victims became emotional, many saying their angry lawmakers aren't doing enough to keep people safe.
I am a proud mother, wife, daughter, sister, and friend. I am a proud teacher. I am disgusted to now say that I am a survivor of gun violence, a title that is likely to leave me with not only mental but physical scars. I hope you're uncomfortable. I am uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. Let's begin.
The event was organized by family members impacted in the Highland Park parade shooting. Stay with us for 5 things to know before you go to bed.
Including why women are taking a harder hit from high prices. Backing out of sales, working on vacation, and a jumpy bear caught on cam.
Here are 5 things to know before you go to bed. More home buyers can't go through with contracts to get a new home. According to a new analysis by real estate brokerage company Redfin, nearly 60,000 home purchase agreements fell through in June. Analysts say home buyers are priced out of their deals because of higher mortgage rates.
The increased cost of living is hitting women the hardest. The World Economic Forum reports that because of the widening gender gap, women will be more affected by higher fuel and food prices. The forum says that gender parity will take 132 years to achieve unless equal salaries and economic opportunity, education, and political empowerment are seriously addressed.
Many American workers can't stay away from the office life while on vacation. A recent poll found that 54% of adults are either unable to unplug from the office or don't believe they can fully do so while taking time off. This could lead to more mental fatigue and potential burnout among staff.
A leading alternative to cable hits a major milestone. Google is celebrating the success of its YouTube TV streaming service, which recently announced that 5 million people are either testing or subscribed to the service. That's an increase of about 2 million since mid-2020. YouTube TV still has a ways to go before passing the cable companies. Comcast still has 17 million subscribers.
Well, this pond wasn't big enough for all of them. A black bear can be seen taking a dip in the koi pond in a backyard in Massachusetts. It pants and soaks for about a minute before being chased away by the koi fish swimming around. There you go. That's 5 things to know before you go to bed.
Now, your forecast from Fox 56 News.
On Friday. Back to you.
I'm going to look for the smile in the sky now. All right. Thanks for being with us.
Our next newscast is at 5 a.m. Have a great night.